Canada is imposing new sanctions on Russia over the abduction of Ukrainian children. Tens of thousands of young Ukrainians have been forcibly abducted into Russia since 2022. Kyiv says it's part of a deliberate policy of cultural attrition and a war crime. The CBC's Karina Roman is on this story. She joins us live from our Ottawa bureau. Karina, just as we're coming to the end of a very brief ceasefire, the 3-day ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine, a reminder that there will be so many wounds of this war, even if it is to end. Tell us more about these stolen children and why Canada hopes that more sanctions could help.
Yeah, so Russia has stolen, forcefully taken, deported thousands of Ukrainian children during the war that it has waged on Ukraine. They've sent these children to Russia or to Ukrainian territories that Russia currently occupies or holds. And any parent would find this unfathomable, but they're not just taken. Many are sent to re-education camps where they are subject to Russian propaganda and even military training. Here's Ukraine's foreign minister at the summit in Brussels today.
What Russia is doing to Ukrainian children is evil. This is not an accident of war. This is not collateral damage. This is a deliberate Russian policy aimed at destroying Ukrainian identity. Children are forced to forget who they are, where they come from, and even their own language. This is Russian social engineering. The fact that this is happening is a verdict to international mechanism that should have prevented such crimes.
And that's really the crux of it, because the world does seem ill-equipped to deal with this, to stop it, to reverse it. There is a coalition of countries, 49 and growing. It's the International Coalition for the Return of Ukrainian Children. That's who's having the summit today. Canada is a co-chair of that coalition, trying to draw attention to the tragedy, trying to help get the children returned, to put pressure on Russia any way they can, and to ensure Russia's tactics, this particular tactic, is not used as a bargaining chip in the war. But the abductions, the kidnappings keep happening, and only a small fraction, you see some pictures there of it, only a small fraction of the 20,000 plus children who have been taken have been returned. So that's about 2,100 children have been reunited with their families, a small fraction of those who are still not with their families. And getting those children back has been no easy feat. But as I mentioned, Canada is the co-chair of this coalition and continues to vow to keep going. Have a listen.
We have already 2,100 children returned, but at least 20,000 cases remain open. The second focus is going to be rehabilitation and reintegration, making sure that children who have been traumatized by prolonged separation from their family, from their community, from their culture, are able to have the psychological care and support from a community perspective going forward.
So when it comes to what Canada's trying to do, in addition to co-chairing this coalition, is bring in new sanctions to drive up the economic cost to Russia and to keep people. So Canada has announced today new sanctions on 23 individuals and 5 entities involved in these violations against Ukrainian children, including the Russian Presidential Commissioner for Children's Rights, as well as regional commissioners and others responsible for the forced transfer and for the indoctrination of these children. And Anand announced that another summit on this issue of stolen Ukrainian children will be held in Toronto at the end of September.
So a busy weekend for Minister Anand, but what else is she up to while she's visiting Brussels?
Well, she had a meeting with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, again on Ukraine, on defense cooperation in general, defense industrial production, on Arctic security, which is no surprise. She also delivered remarks to the European Union Foreign Affairs Council regarding global security, pointing out that this is actually fairly rare for a non-European country to be part of that. This is clearly part of this government's push to having closer ties with the EU. And in fact, a reminder that Canada is expected to host a Canada-EU summit by the end of this year.
Karina, thank you so much for that. That's the CBC's Karina Roman in Ottawa.